Praise Yah, praise Yah. Blessings unto you, people of Yah, people of God. I say shalom to my brothers and sisters. Shalom. Hope that you're having a blessed day today. I know it's kind of gloomy outside, but I just pray that everything's going great in your lives. Amen. Today, we're going to be getting back into our Bible study lesson. What will separate us from the love of Christ, our HaMashiach? Part 4 in Romans 8, 3 and Romans 8:35. Sorry about that. Romans 8:35 in the KJV version says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation?" Now, we know we talked about tribulation or distress or persecution. And last week we talked about a famine or nakedness. Today we're going to deal with nakedness or peril or sword. Peril and sword. Peril is danger, and sword could be a physical sword. Yeah. So today we're going to deal with nakedness, and I'm trying to keep it brief because I only have so much time on the recording. But nakedness on the Greek word is G1132, and it means nakedness of the body, or a root word, the etymology word G1131. The definition means unclad or without clothing. The naked body, or committing adultery with his neighbor. That's interesting. So there is a physical nakedness and there's a spiritual nakedness, I see. That started, and let's start this one. Let's start the spiritual one. The spiritual one started with Adam and Eve in the garden. It was until they broke God's commandment. God told them not to do something. Gave them a commandment. Told them not to do something, right? And when they did what he told them not to do, guess what? Their eyes became open, right? And they noticed that they were naked, right? So what ended up happening was, see, God, the Most High, had a covering over us. We did not know wickedness. We did not know evil. We did not know none of this until we broke his commandment. We didn't listen to his word. We did not obey him. And which means we brought sin onto us. So sin, it opened our eyes. And now we notice that we're naked. We're naked. So if they wouldn't have broke the covenant that he had, the covering that he had over them, they probably would have never known what sin was, and that they never would have saw their nakedness or known that they was even naked. I want to ask you, will nakedness separate you from Christ? Right? Will nakedness separate you from Christ? And we could look at it, like I said, we look at it two ways, basically. And I say it like this. Will having nothing separate you from Christ? To be naked is not to have nothing. So will you be upset and mad because you ain't got nothing? Would you blame God or blame the Most High because you didn't do nothing in your life to establish nothing? You don't have the good clothes that you see people have, or the nice house, or this or that. Would you blame that on Christ? Hmm. Or will sin separate you from Christ? And what I mean by sin, give like the example of Adam and Eve. What I mean by sin, see, I'm gonna deal with Genesis 9:22 through 23. That's what I pulled out of that. But matter of fact, you could go to that. Um, I'm gonna deal with a sexual sin. Will a sexual sin separate you from Christ? Will adultery separate you from Christ? Will that separate you from getting in the kingdom? Your lust is so strong for this woman or for this man. Will that separate you for getting in the kingdom? Hmm? Will fornication? You fornicate, you're not married. You sleeping with this one, sleeping with that one. Is that worth your soul not making it into the kingdom? Ask yourself these things. Is that worth you losing everything for a little 10-minute, 15-minute pleasure? Everlasting glory, everlasting life for 10 or 15 minutes. Is that worth losing? Hmm? Now I know Israel had a big problem, which they got it from the Canaanites. They started learning the ways of the Canaanites. But they had a big problem with incest. But we're gonna go